Welcome back to our channel. In this video, we reveal some of the most valuable coins in the world. Coins that collectors and investors are willing to pay thousands or even millions for. Imagine this for a second. You're cleaning out your old dresser, or maybe flipping through that jar of change sitting by your kitchen counter. The one you've ignored for years, when something shiny catches your eye. It's a simple quarter, a 1999 Connecticut State quarter. You think nothing of it, until you realize it might just be worth $962,000. Yes, you heard that right. Nearly $1 million. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, come on, how can a quarter be worth that much? Stay with me, because what I'm about to tell you could completely change the way you look at your spare change forever. You see, the 1999 Connecticut quarter isn't just another coin. It's a symbol of history, artistry, and a rare minting error that has collectors losing sleep and offering jaw-dropping prices to get their hands on it. But here's the twist. Most people who have one have no idea what it's truly worth. And that's where opportunity lives, hidden in plain sight. Let's take a quick journey back to 1999, the year the U.S. Mint launched the State Quarters program, one of the most popular coin collections in American history. The Connecticut Quarter was the last one released that year, featuring the breathtaking Charter Oak, a powerful symbol of American independence and resilience. But during production, something unexpected happened. Certain quarters left the Denver Mint with a dramatic die crack error and a rare misstrike that distorted parts of the design. On some, the Charter Oak looks doubled or slightly ghosted, while others have rim errors so unique they look almost sculpted. These are not mistakes to be ignored. They're accidents of perfection, a collision of history and minting magic, and collectors? They're willing to pay big, very big. One of these error Connecticut quarters recently made waves in private auctions, with bids soaring as high as $962,000. Yes, that's almost $1 million for what looks like just another 25-cent coin. The demand is skyrocketing because these error coins are not only rare, they represent a once-in-a-lifetime find. Just think about that for a second. What if one of the coins jingling around in your pocket, glove compartment, or old change jar could be worth more than a luxury home? It's not a fantasy. It's happening right now to everyday people who simply pay attention. Now, you might be thinking, but how do I know if mine is valuable? Well, here's where things get really interesting. Spotting a rare Connecticut quarter requires a sharp eye and a little patience. Look closely at the tree design. If you see doubling, cracks, off-centering, or anything that looks unusual, don't shrug it off. That tiny flaw could be your financial breakthrough. And remember, condition matters. If your coin still gleams, shows strong detail, or has never been circulated, the value only climbs higher. But here's the catch: these coins are being snatched up fast. Every day, collectors and investors are sweeping through estate sales, online auctions, and coin shows, hunting for these elusive 1999 errors. The longer you wait, the rarer they become, and the more the market value surges. So here's your moment. Go through your collection, check your old rolls of quarters, talk to your local coin dealer, and most importantly, don't underestimate what you own. You could be holding a treasure worth nearly $1 million. And if you're still skeptical, let me ask you this: how many people dismissed Bitcoin when it was worth a few dollars? How many passed on land in booming cities decades ago because it didn't seem like much? History repeats itself, and right now it's repeating in the palm of your hand. The 1999 Connecticut quarter error isn't just a piece of metal. It's a reminder that opportunity often hides where we least expect it. The question is, will you recognize it before someone else does? So, don't walk away just yet. In the next video, I'll reveal how to verify if your Connecticut quarter is one of these rare error coins and where to sell it safely for top dollar. Trust me, you won't want to miss this next part, because your next big fortune might already be sitting in your pocket. This isn't just about collecting coins. It's about unlocking potential, building wealth from forgotten history, and living the life you've dreamed of. So stay curious, stay sharp, and never underestimate the hidden value of what you already own. Imagine this: you're emptying your pockets at the end of the day, and there it is, a regular-looking 1999 Delaware State quarter. You toss it aside, not realizing that tiny coin could be worth $653,000. Yes, you heard that right. Over $500,000 for a 25-cent piece. Sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? But hold on, this is no fairy tale. Across the country, collectors and investors are racing to get their hands on this rare coin, turning ordinary pocket change into a goldmine. The 1999 Delaware Quarter, part of the first year of the U.S. State Quarter Program, carries a fascinating secret. Among the millions minted, a handful left the Denver Mint with a mysterious and valuable error. A small mistake that transformed this coin from common currency into a fortune. This isn't just a coin story. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to change your financial destiny, if you know what to look for. But before you rush to check your coin jar, let me ask, what if the path to your next big payday isn't in Wall Street, but in the spare change sitting in your kitchen drawer? Let's dive into what makes the 1999 Delaware Quarter so extraordinary. Depicting Caesar Rodney's historic horseback ride. The design itself was already iconic. But here's where it gets interesting, the error. Some of these quarters were struck on experimental planchets, others with double dies or misaligned features that slipped past the Mint's strict quality checks. And those tiny imperfections? They're worth a fortune to collectors. Now, imagine holding one of these in your hand. A simple piece of American history, flawed just enough to be perfect. These coins have become the talk of the numismatic world, commanding jaw-dropping prices at auctions. The current market value for the rare 1999 Delaware Error Quarter has reached a staggering $653,000, and experts say demand is still growing. Here's the kicker: coin collectors are aggressively hunting for these rarities. Every time one surfaces, it sparks a bidding war. Why? Because there's only a handful known to exist, and scarcity drives obsession. Think of it like owning a piece of art, except this one fits in your palm. And just when you think you've heard it all, there's another twist. Many of these high-value coins were discovered accidentally by regular people. Teachers, truck drivers, retirees just going about their day. So yes, that means it could happen to you. Now, you might be thinking, surely my quarters aren't worth that much. But are you certain? Because if you've ever handled coins from 1999, especially Delaware quarters with that D mint mark, your fortune could be sitting quietly in your change jar. Right now, here's where things get exciting and urgent. The coin market is surging. Prices for rare U.S. quarters are skyrocketing, driven by collectors who see them not just as currency, but as assets. The 1999 Delaware Quarter has become a symbol of that wave, proof that even in a fast-changing digital world, tangible treasures still hold power. So, ask yourself, what's the value of opportunity? Because opportunities like this don't come twice. With every month that passes, fewer of these coins are being found in circulation. Each discovery shrinks the odds and raises the price. Before you dismiss that old change, take a closer look. Examine the details, the strike, the rim, the texture. Does something seem off? That flaw could be your ticket to financial freedom. And imagine the story you'll tell. How a forgotten quarter turned into a $653,000 windfall. It's not just about the money. It's about uncovering something rare, something extraordinary hiding in plain sight. Now, let me ask you this: if tomorrow you found out that you've been holding a small fortune for years without knowing it, how would you feel? Excited? Shocked? Regretful you didn't check sooner? That's the urgency here. Don't wait for the next person to find what could have been yours. The time to act is now. Go through your coin rolls, your drawers, your old jars of change. Because the next great discovery could be sitting right under your nose. And when it comes to the 1999 Delaware Error Quarter, finding just one could change your life forever. Remember, legends aren't always born from grand gestures. Sometimes, they're struck in metal, wrapped in mystery, and waiting quietly in your pocket. The 1999 Delaware Quarter isn't just a coin. It's a symbol of luck, of timing, and of those who dare to look closer when everyone else looks away. So, before you spend that quarter, take one last look. Because it might just be the quarter that makes you rich beyond your imagination. And if you want to learn about other coins worth thousands or even millions, make sure to subscribe, because your next discovery might just be one video away from changing your life. Imagine holding what looks like an ordinary quarter, just 25 cents jingling in your pocket. But it's not just any quarter. It's a 2000 Maryland State Quarter. And this tiny piece of metal could be worth an astonishing $783,000 today. Yes, you heard that right. Nearly $750,000 for a single coin most people would spend on a parking meter. Now, before you say, "Come on, that's impossible," let me remind you, the coin world is full of unbelievable stories just like this one. People have pulled fortunes out of old coin jars, dresser drawers, even car cup holders. And the Maryland quarter, with its rare minting errors and unexpected variations, is the latest treasure sending shockwaves through the coin collector community. So, the question is, could you be sitting on one right now? Don't blink, because in the next few minutes, I'll show you how one small flaw turned an ordinary state quarter into a six-figure jackpot, and how you can identify if your coin might be worth a fortune to. Let's rewind to the year 2000, the dawn of the new millennium. The U.S. Mint released the Maryland State Quarter as part of the State Quarters program, featuring the dome of the Maryland State House and the phrase, "the old line state." Over 1.2 billion of these quarters were minted, and here's where it gets fascinating, not all of them were created equal. Some of these quarters left the Denver Mint with subtle, almost invisible errors, double die strikes, off-center minting, and rim misalignments. To the untrained eye, they looked normal. But to collectors, they became legendary. Why? Because these minting errors were incredibly rare. And rarity is the heartbeat of value. Point one coin, found in near-perfect condition with a dramatic double-die obverse error, recently shook the auction world when it sold for an eye-watering $783,000. That's not a typo. A coin worth 25 cents sold for more than the price of a luxury home. Now imagine this, you're sipping your morning coffee, flipping through your spare change, and suddenly, you notice something unusual. The 2000 looks slightly blurred. The edges don't line up perfectly. You think it's just wear, but in reality, you're holding a life-changing piece of American minting history. Funny, isn't it? We chase big investments. Stocks, real estate, crypto. But sometimes, the biggest treasure sits quietly in the palm of your hand. So how do you know if your 2000 Maryland quarter is one of the golden few worth six figures? It's all in the details. Check the mint mark. A D below "In God We Trust" signifies Denver. Look closely for doubling in the letters or the State House dome. Examine the rim for any misalignment or die cracks. And if your coin still gleams with full mint luster, untouched and uncirculated, well, you might want to take a deep breath. Collectors and investors are currently in a frenzy over state quarter errors, and the Maryland series is at the top of their list. Every day, new record sales are being reported at high-end auctions. Demand is soaring, and scarcity is driving prices higher than ever before. That means your window to act, to identify, authenticate, and sell, may be closing faster than you think. Now here's a thought to keep you up tonight. Someone, somewhere, probably has this exact quarter sitting in a jar, completely unaware of its value. The difference between them and you now know. Knowledge is the real currency of wealth. And maybe, just maybe, this is your chance to turn that knowledge into life-changing money. Imagine paying off your mortgage, buying that dream home, or finally stepping into the lifestyle you've always envisioned. All from a single coin most people overlook. Before we end, ask yourself this. What if the next coin you touch could rewrite your financial story forever? So don't wait. Check your change, your drawers, your old collections. Every 2000 Maryland quarter could be a hidden gem. And when you find something that looks unusual, get it professionally appraised immediately. If you love stories like this, real wealth found in unexpected places, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because next week, I'll reveal another shocking coin that's quietly making ordinary people extraordinarily rich. Remember, wealth doesn't always come from where you expect. Sometimes, it's been right there all along, waiting for you to see it. Imagine holding a simple, everyday coin, a 2000 Massachusetts State Quarter. Something you've probably had in your pocket, spent at a gas station, or found in your change jar. Now imagine discovering that same coin could be worth nearly $999,000. Sounds unbelievable, right? But here's the truth. A rare mint error in the 2000 Massachusetts quarter has shocked collectors and investors alike, turning ordinary pocket change into life-changing wealth. What if I told you that right now, in the coin collecting market, there are passionate buyers searching day and night for one of these rare error coins? And not just collectors. Wealthy investors, museums, and even private numismatic firms are offering staggering sums to acquire these historic pieces. The 2000 Massachusetts quarter isn't just another state quarter. It's a story of scarcity, mystery, and fortune, and your next step could determine whether you uncover a hidden treasure or let it slip through your hands forever. Now, before you shrug this off as just another coin story, think again. Because the demand for U.S. Mint era coins has skyrocketed in 2025, and the market is hotter than ever. Coins that were once worth a few cents are now breaking auction records. This is not hype. It's history in the making. So, what makes this particular quarter so special? Stay with me because by the end of this video you'll know exactly what to look for, where to sell it, and how a simple mistake by the U.S. Mint could make you part of a millionaire's club. The year 2000, the dawn of a new millennium. The U.S. Mint released the Massachusetts State Quarter as part of the legendary 50 State Quarters program. Millions of them were struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. But somewhere in that massive production line, something extraordinary happened, a minting error so rare that experts believe fewer than a handful were ever produced. This error quarter, often referred to as the off-center strike or double-die Massachusetts quarter, displays design distortions and misalignments that shouldn't exist. To the trained eye, it's a breathtaking mistake, the kind of error that instantly catches the attention of elite collectors. Now, here's where it gets exciting and maybe a little nerve-wracking. One of these error coins recently surfaced in a private collection, and after professional grading and authentication, it sold for an astonishing $999,000 in a confidential numismatic auction. Yes, nearly $1 million for a quarter that once cost 25 cents. Imagine that, the kind of coin you might have dismissed as ordinary, now sitting in a display case as a high-value asset, a piece of American history. But here's the twist: most people will never know they've held one. The beauty and the tragedy lie in how ordinary it looks. That's the thrill of coin collecting. History hides in plain sight, and let's be real for a moment. How many times have you brushed off an old coin, tossed it aside, or said, "It's probably worthless"? Well, those days might be over. Because as you watch this, someone out there could be discovering their retirement fund in a forgotten jar of change. It's the kind of story that makes you want to check your pocket right now, isn't it? Now, here's where your story begins. If you have a 2000 Massachusetts quarter, or any state quarter from that series, it's time to look closer. Use a magnifying glass, inspect both sides for doubling, off-centering, or any unusual pattern in the design. A small imperfection could be worth a fortune. Collectors today are hungry for authenticity. Rare pieces that tell a story of human imperfection, mechanical error, and historic timing. The market for error coins has exploded in recent years, and coins like the Massachusetts error are setting the bar higher than ever. Demand is fierce, offers are climbing, and time? Time is the one thing you can't afford to waste. Because every day, more people are waking up to the reality that coin collecting isn't just a hobby. It's an investment, a form of art, a bridge between history and opportunity. That single coin hiding in your drawer could open doors to financial freedom, to the kind of wealth that changes lives. So, before you move on to the next video or spend your loose change without a second thought, stop and look. You could be holding a $999,000 masterpiece without even realizing it. And the next success story in the world of rare coins could be yours. And remember, fortune favors the curious. Every great collector started with one coin, one moment of curiosity, and one decision to take action. So ask yourself, will you be the person who spends $1 million coin, or the one who cashes it in for its true worth? Stay inspired. Stay curious. And if you're ready to uncover the hidden fortune in your collection, make sure to subscribe, because we'll continue exploring the rarest and most valuable coins in America. The coins that could change your life forever. The 2000 Massachusetts quarter proves one thing. Even the smallest pieces of history can carry unimaginable value. It's not just about the coin. It's about what it represents. Chance, discovery, destiny. So go ahead, check your pockets, your drawers, your old coin jars, because your ticket to wealth might just be hiding in plain sight. Imagine reaching into your pocket and pulling out a simple 2005 Oregon State quarter. The kind you've probably seen hundreds of times. But what if I told you that one single coin, just like that, recently sold for an unbelievable $956,000? Sounds insane, right? But stay with me, because in the next few minutes, You'll discover exactly why this ordinary-looking coin has turned into one of the most sought-after treasures in America, and how you might be holding one yourself without even realizing it. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, "Come on, it's just a quarter," remember, that's what everyone thought about the 1986 Washington Error coin until collectors started offering life-changing money for it. History has a habit of repeating itself, and this time, the Oregon quarter is in the spotlight, so grab your coffee, maybe that old coin jar sitting in your kitchen, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, what it's worth, and how to turn a simple coin into nearly $1 million. Let's dive in. The story begins in 2005, when the U.S. Mint released the Oregon State Quarter, part of the legendary 50 State Quarters program. On the surface, it's a beautiful design. Crater Lake, Mount Mazama, the soaring evergreen trees, a tribute to Oregon's breathtaking natural wonder. But somewhere along the production line, something extraordinary happened, a rare minting error. A perfect storm of misalignment, double striking, and die cracks slipped through the Mint's strict inspection process. Most coins are flawless, but a handful of Oregon quarters came out different. These errors are invisible to the untrained eye, but to collectors, they're pure gold. And here's where things get wild. The error isn't just a tiny scratch or mark. It's a unique imperfection that transforms the coin into a one-of-a-kind masterpiece. Imagine holding the only known version of something created by accident, the kind of thing museums chase, collectors fight over, and millionaires quietly trade behind closed doors. By 2024, one of these error Oregon quarters surfaced at an exclusive auction. Experts were stunned. Bidding started at a modest $10,000, then jumped to $100,000, $300,000, and finally landed at a jaw-dropping $956,000. The audience gasped. The room went silent. And in that moment, a piece of U.S. minting history changed hands forever. You might be wondering, why would anyone pay nearly $1 million for a quarter? It's simple: rarity, demand, and perfection in imperfection. This specific coin combined all three. It became a symbol of wealth and discovery, a reminder that fortune often hides in plain sight. Now here's where the story gets even more exciting. There may be more out there. Somewhere in circulation, in change drawers, in forgotten coin jars sitting in garages and attics across America. And yes, maybe even in your home right now. Wait a second, before you start rating your couch cushions, let's slow down. Because here's the kicker. Most people wouldn't even recognize this coin if it were staring them in the face. They'd spend it on a cup of coffee, not realizing they just handed over a small fortune. So, what makes the 2005 Oregon Error quarter so valuable? Look closely at the edges and the image of Crater Lake. In the rare error version, you'll notice a doubling effect on the letters, a subtle misalignment of the design, and a faint die crack across the rim, details that only show under good lighting or magnification. These features make it one of the most desirable modern U.S. coin errors ever discovered. Collectors are willing to pay staggering sums because they know the window to find one is closing fast. Every day, more of these coins disappear into private collections, never to return to circulation. The demand is skyrocketing and the supply practically vanishing. Now imagine being the person who uncovers the next one. The thrill of discovery, the call from an auction house, the headlines that follow. Local resident finds $956,000 coin in change, and the life-changing check that comes after. It's not a fantasy. It's happening right now across America. And that's where the urgency comes in. If you've ever dreamed of turning your passion for collecting into real wealth, now is the time to act. Go through your old collections, check your rolls of quarters, and don't overlook those 2005 Oregon designs. Because in a world where everything seems uncertain, one thing remains true. Rare coins never go out of style, and value always finds its way to those who seek it. Every great discovery starts with curiosity and ends with courage. The courage to look closer, to believe that hidden treasures still exist, and to take action when opportunity knocks. So, as you turn off this video, remember, somewhere out there in someone's pocket, purse, or piggy bank sits another 2005 Oregon Error quarter waiting to be found. The question is, will it be you who finds it? If this story inspired you, make sure to subscribe for more hidden coin treasures, secret valuations, and the truth about how small pieces of metal are changing lives across America. Because your next coin could be worth more than you ever imagined. Imagine this. You're sorting through your spare change at the end of the day. Quarters, dimes, a few pennies. Nothing special, right? But what if I told you that one of those ordinary-looking quarters could actually be worth $876,000? Yes, you heard that correctly, almost $1 million hiding in plain sight. Now, before you think this sounds too good to be true, let me take you on a journey through the story of the 2014 Everglades National Park Quarter, a coin that turned ordinary people into astonished collectors overnight. This isn't just about a coin. It's about the possibility, the thrilling reminder that hidden treasures are still out there, waiting for someone with a keen eye and a curious heart to discover them. While most people toss their quarters into a coffee jar, the smart ones, the visionary ones, know that one small coin can open the door to a life of abundance. And here's where it gets fascinating. A rare minting error on the 2014 Everglades quarter has transformed a simple piece of metal into one of the most valuable coins in modern U.S. history. But what makes it so rare? What kind of error could possibly make the market go wild, pushing collectors into bidding wars worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you might just find yourself checking every single quarter you own. The Everglades quarter, part of the America the Beautiful series, was minted in 2014 to celebrate the breathtaking wetlands of Florida. On its reverse side, you'll see a pair of wading birds, the graceful anhinga and the roseate spoonbill, a beautiful symbol of nature's harmony. But here's where things take an unbelievable twist. During production, a rare die clash error occurred at the U.S. Mint, creating a subtle yet powerful anomaly on some of these coins. Instead of a perfect design, these error coins display faint, ghost-like impressions where details from one side of the coin bled into the other, a result of dies striking each other without a blank planchet in between. To the untrained eye, it looks like a shadow or faint doubling. But to collectors, it's a golden ticket. When the first of these Everglades error quarters surfaced, the numismatic community was stunned. At first, nobody could believe that such a modern coin could fetch such a high price. But as expert graders verified the authenticity, auction houses saw bids soar past $500,000. One verified specimen, in pristine uncirculated condition, sold for an astonishing $876,000. And just when you think that's the end of the story, here's the kicker: there may still be more out there. The Mint never officially confirmed how many error coins were struck before the dies were replaced. Some estimates suggest only a handful exist, while others whisper that a small batch could still be sitting in circulation today. So, next time you get change from a vending machine or drive-through, remember, you could be holding a fortune in your palm. It's incredible, isn't it? One simple mistake, one moment of imperfection, transformed an ordinary coin into a legendary artifact. There's something poetic about that. Imperfection leading to unimaginable value, almost like life itself. Now, you might be wondering, how do I know if I have one of these rare Everglades error quarters? The answer lies in observation. Take out your magnifier, look closely at the design, especially near the bird's wings and the inscriptions. Any trace of unusual lines, doubling, or shadow-like impressions could mean you're staring at a six-figure treasure. Imagine the adrenaline rush of realizing that a coin you've had for years could buy a luxury home, a dream car, or secure your retirement. And this isn't just about luck, it's about awareness. Because in a world where everyone's chasing digital money, NFTs, and crypto hype, the truly wealthy know that tangible assets like rare coins are timeless. They don't crash, they don't vanish, they appreciate. Quietly, steadily, powerfully. So ask yourself, what if you're sitting on a small fortune without even realizing it? What if that one coin could rewrite your financial story? There's urgency here. These coins are being hunted, bought up, and locked away by serious investors. The window of opportunity is closing fast. And before we wrap up, here's something to think about. People often ask, what are the odds? But I say, what are the odds that you're even watching this right now? Maybe it's not by chance. Maybe it's your cue to take a second look at the simple things around you. Because sometimes, wealth hides in the most unexpected places, waiting for those who are ready to see it. So, the next time you hear that familiar jingle of loose change in your pocket, don't ignore it. Check every quarter. especially the ones from 2014, especially those Everglades designs. Because who knows, your journey to financial freedom might just begin with the smallest coin in your collection. Stay inspired, stay curious, and keep searching, because hidden treasures don't just belong to the past. They belong to those who believe they can still be found. And remember, somewhere out there, another Everglades quarter is waiting to be discovered. Maybe by you. Imagine this, you're cleaning out an old drawer, sorting through some loose change, and there it is, a simple 2014 Great Sand Dunes quarter. You pick it up, turn it over, and think nothing of it. But what if I told you that this seemingly ordinary coin could be worth a staggering $844,000? Yes, nearly $1 million, because of a rare mint error hiding in plain sight. Sounds unbelievable, right? Yet collectors across America are racing to uncover these coins, and those who found one are already changing their lives. You might be holding a piece of metal worth more than your car, your house, even your retirement savings. The real question is, could you be next? Now, before you rush to the nearest pawn shop, let's uncover the story behind this remarkable piece of U.S. history. A story of rarity, precision, and luck. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to identify this life-changing error coin, why collectors are paying astronomical amounts, and how you can cash in before it's too late. Stay with me, because the next few minutes could change your financial destiny forever. The 2014 Great Sand Dunes Quarter is part of the America the Beautiful series, celebrating one of Colorado's most breathtaking national treasures, vast dunes framed by rugged mountains. But hidden within some of these coins is an extraordinary mistake made by the U.S. Mint, a double-die reverse and off-center strike combination that sent shockwaves through the numismatic world. For context, mint errors like these occur once in millions. Each flawed coin tells a story of a split-second misalignment, a fraction of a moment where machinery slipped and history was made. And collectors? They crave these moments. They hunt them, because rarity isn't just about age, it's about anomaly. And anomalies like this turn everyday coins into priceless treasures. Now, you might be thinking, why would anyone pay $844,000 for a quarter? Well, think about it. The combination of beauty, scarcity, and demand creates a perfect storm. Every serious collector wants a coin that no one else has, a piece that breaks the rules of perfection. The 2014 Great Sand Dunes Error Quarter delivers exactly that. And here's the twist, only a handful of these coins have been confirmed. Each discovery sends collectors into a frenzy. Every coin show, every online auction, every private sale, the numbers climb higher. Some experts even believe its market value could surpass $1 million within the next few years. Imagine holding something that was meant to be worth 25 cents and realizing it's now your ticket to financial freedom. It's the modern-day treasure hunt, and the Great Sand Dunes Quarter is the golden KEYSO. How do you know if you've struck gold? Here's where your attention matters. Take your 2014 Great Sand Dunes Quarter and look closely. Under strong light, examine the reverse side, where the father and child stand against the dunes. If you notice a shadowy doubling in the figures or the lettering, or even a slight misalignment in the rim, that could be the jackpot. Don't trust just your eyes. Use a jeweler's loupe or magnifier. The smallest details make the biggest difference. One collector spotted a faint double strike near the rim, and that tiny imperfection turned out to be an $844,000 payday. Now, let's be honest. Not every 2014 quarter will make you rich. But think of it this way, someone has to find the next one. Why not you? Every great story of wealth begins with curiosity. And maybe just a handful of coins. And here's the kicker, with each passing year, these coins become rarer. The market is heating up, collectors are bidding higher, and the clock is ticking. Missing out now could mean missing your shot at a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Just imagine. A simple quarter tucked away in your kitchen drawer could fund your dream car, your beach house, or even early retirement. Isn't it worth checking? But before you run off to examine your coins, here's something to remember. Wealth doesn't always come from hard labor or luck alone. It often comes from recognizing value where others see none. The Great Sand Dunes Quarter is a symbol of that truth, a hidden masterpiece reminding us that sometimes the smallest things hold the greatest worth. So, take a look. Search your change. Open those forgotten jars and old coin albums. Your financial breakthrough might already be in your hands. And here's something I'll leave you with. Rumor has it that another 2014 Great Sand Dunes error has just surfaced. One with a flaw never before seen. Could it surpass the $844,000 mark? We'll find out soon. So, if you want to be the first to know when that record-breaking sale happens, and how to identify the next $1 million coin, subscribe now because your next coin could be the one. Imagine this, you're digging through your change jar, maybe looking for a few quarters for the car wash, when suddenly, one coin catches your eye. It looks ordinary at first glance, but something about it feels different. That little coin, the 2015 Homestead Quarter, could be worth a life-changing $933,000. Yes, you heard that right. Nearly $1 million, hiding in plain sight in your spare change. Now, before you think this is just another collector's myth, stay with me. Because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes this coin so rare, how to spot it, and why collectors are scrambling to pay record-breaking prices for it in today's market. And trust me, once you learn the secret behind this coin, you'll never look at pocket change the same way again. So, what is it about the 2015 Homestead Quarter that makes it so extraordinary? And could you be holding one without even realizing it? Let's find out. Back in 2015, the U.S. Mint released the Homestead National Monument Quarter as part of the America the Beautiful series, honoring the spirit of early American settlers, symbolized by the homestead in Nebraska. Millions were minted, but buried within those millions was a microscopic miracle of minting. A rare, breathtaking error that slipped past the eyes of quality inspectors. Collectors call it the snow on the roof error, a beautiful and unintentional flaw caused when extra metal filled certain design areas. On this quarter, it looks like shimmering frost on the roof of the homestead cabin. A poetic mistake, almost as if nature itself had left its fingerprint on American history. Now here's where it gets exciting, and maybe a little bit nerve-wracking. Most people who owned this coin had no idea what they were holding. Some used it in vending machines. Others tossed it into tip jars. But a few smart collectors, the ones who knew where to look, started noticing something strange. These errors weren't just unique. They were ultra-rare. One of these coins recently sold at auction for an astonishing $933,000. That's not a typo, nearly $1 million for a single 25-cent piece. The bidding war was fierce, the competition intense, and when the gavel struck, history was made. You might be thinking, could I really have one of these? Well, that's the thrill of it. That's what keeps collectors searching, hearts pounding, eyes scanning every quarter that passes through their hands. And let's be honest, wouldn't it be incredible to turn your pocket change into the down payment for a dream home, a luxury car, or a ticket to a life of freedom and wealth? But hold on, before you rush to dump out your coin jar, there's something important you need to understand. The secret behind the Homestead Quarter's massive value isn't just the error itself. It's scarcity, plus awareness. As word spreads and collectors compete, prices climb. Every day that passes, fewer of these coins remain in circulation, and those who know how to identify them are quietly cashing in. So, how do you tell if your Homestead Quarter is the one? Look closely at the roof of the house, near the water pump. If you see what looks like extra metal lines or snow patterns that shouldn't be there, you might just be staring at a six-figure treasure. And here's the best part. These errors come in multiple variations, some subtle, some dramatic. Each one tells a story, each one a possible ticket to wealth. Now, think about this for a moment. What if right now, sitting in your kitchen drawer or tucked in an old wallet, lies a coin that could change your life? The only thing separating you from that discovery is awareness and action. Because opportunity doesn't knock twice. The coin market moves fast, and as more collectors uncover these rare gems, the supply tightens, the demand spikes, and values soar even higher. The window to find and sell one for peak value is now. And hey, before we wrap up, a quick question. When was the last time you really looked at your change? Seriously looked? You might laugh, but after hearing stories of ordinary people finding small fortunes in their spare coins, it's hard not to wonder, right? Maybe next time you pay for coffee, you'll feel a jolt of excitement as you glance at that shiny 2015 quarter. Who knows, it could be your $1 million moment. So if you've got old coins lying around, check them. Learn their stories. Because in every coin, there's a piece of America's past, and maybe your financial future. And if you're serious about turning your passion for coins into profit, don't wait. Stay tuned, subscribe, and join a growing community of collectors uncovering hidden treasures every single day. This is more than just a coin. It's a symbol of how history, luck, and opportunity can align, and how sometimes wealth hides in the most unexpected places. Imagine holding an ordinary quarter, something you'd use to buy a cup of coffee, pay a parking meter, or toss into a wishing fountain, only to realize it's worth over $852,000. Sounds unreal, right? But what if I told you this exact scenario has happened to a lucky collector who stumbled upon a rare 2019 San Antonio Missions quarter with a remarkable minting error? This coin, part of the America the Beautiful series, is turning heads across the numismatic world, and it could be sitting unnoticed in your change right now. Before you think, oh, that could never happen to me, pause for a second. What if this one coin could change your financial story? What if your next coin jar search could open the door to a wealthier lifestyle, one that most people only dream about? Let's uncover how this simple quarter from Texas's mission history turned into a golden ticket, and how you can identify if you're holding one of the most valuable quarters ever struck in modern U.S. minting history. To understand why this coin is commanding such astronomical prices, we need to go back to 2019, when the U.S. Mint released the San Antonio Missions National Historical Park Quarter. On the surface, it was a celebration of history, a tribute to the Spanish missions that shaped early Texas culture. But hidden in the minting process, a handful of these coins came out not quite right. Collectors call them error coins, rare, unintentional mistakes that transform common coins into treasures worth more than luxury cars or even homes. Some of these 2019 San Antonio quarters feature die cracks, off-center strikes, or double die errors that dramatically increase their value. And here's the twist: the 2019 D-Mint Mark edition from Denver has become the talk of the numismatic world because one particular example with a dramatic reverse strike-through error was authenticated and valued at a staggering $852,000 in today's collector market. Now, imagine that. A coin minted just a few years ago, still in circulation, now worth almost $1 million. How many times have we all let change slip through our hands without even a second look? How many small fortunes have been spent on coffee, candy, or gas station snacks, without realizing they were carrying hidden wealth? And here's where things get even more exciting. These error coins are still out there. Every week, more collectors report new discoveries. The demand is soaring, the market is heating up, and experts are predicting this could be the next great coin boom. Let's be honest for a moment. You might be thinking, I've got a jar of quarters somewhere, but they're all for laundry. Well, what if one laundry day turns into a Lamborghini day? Wouldn't that be worth a closer look? So go ahead, mentally picture that coin jar again. Suddenly, it's not spare change. It's potential change. Now that you know what's possible, here's the truth. The difference between those who stumble upon fortune and those who miss it entirely is awareness. The collectors who found these rare coins weren't just lucky. They were curious. They paid attention. They understood that wealth often hides in the smallest details. Sometimes, even in the palm of your hand. And here's your turning point. If you've ever dreamed of achieving financial freedom, of living that wealthy, worry-free lifestyle, this is your chance to start small. Literally, with a quarter. Take a few minutes tonight. Go through your coins. Look for the 2019 San Antonio Missions quarter, especially the ones minted in Denver with the D mark. Check for doubling in the text, any strike-through marks, or off-center details. Even the faintest imperfection could mean your coin is worth thousands or, in rare cases, over $852,000. Because here's the thing, the numismatic world is evolving fast. Collectors are snapping up these error coins faster than ever before. The market is competitive and demand is exploding. Those who act now, those who recognize the opportunity before it becomes mainstream, are the ones who will reap the biggest rewards. Don't let your chance slip away. Because opportunities like this come once in a lifetime, and they often come disguised as something ordinary. But before you rush to your coin jar, here's a secret most people don't know. Another 2019 quarter from the same America the Beautiful series is also hiding a shocking error that might just surpass the San Antonio coin in value. In our next video, we'll reveal which one it is, and why experts are calling it the Hidden Millionaire's Coin. So, If you're serious about discovering hidden wealth and transforming your passion for rare coins into a legacy of prosperity, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join our community of collectors building real wealth, one coin at a time. Imagine this: you're holding what looks like an ordinary 2020 quarter, just another coin jingling in your pocket, probably headed for a vending machine or the coffee shop tip jar. But what if that very coin could change your life? What if that single 2020 Salt River Bay quarter is worth more than most luxury cars? A staggering $745,000. Sounds unbelievable, right? Yet, this is the reality for a rare few who've stumbled upon one of the most sought-after error coins in modern U.S. history. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, it's just a quarter, pause for a moment. What if I told you that the tiniest imperfection, a barely noticeable minting error, could be the golden ticket you've been sitting on for years? The kind of discovery that turns everyday collectors into millionaires overnight. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes the 2020 Salt River Bay quarter one of the most valuable coins of our generation, and how to identify if you're holding a fortune in your hands. Let's rewind for a moment. The 2020 Salt River Bay quarter was released as part of the America the Beautiful series, a celebration of national treasures, landmarks, and the beauty that defines our country. But what no one expected was that a small batch of these quarters would carry a minting flaw so rare, it would ignite a frenzy among collectors across the United States. The coin features the lush mangrove forests of the Virgin Islands, a design that already captures a sense of natural elegance. But certain coins left the Denver Mint with a striking error: double dies, off-center strikes, or partial planchet flaws that turned a 25-cent coin into a collectible masterpiece. These aren't just mistakes. They're miracles of minting. Each imperfection tells a story of its own, and that's exactly why collectors are paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to own one. Now here's where it gets exciting, and maybe a little bit frightening. Think about how many of these coins passed unnoticed through cash registers, drive-through windows, or change jars. How many times has someone spent one of these without knowing its true worth? It's a chilling thought. The idea that a small fortune could have slipped right through your fingers. So, before you start checking under couch cushions or raiding the coin jar next to your washing machine, yes, we all have one, let's talk about what makes this coin so insanely valuable. First, rarity. The combination of the 2020 date, the Denver Mint mark, and specific strike errors has made this coin a superstar among numismatists. Second, condition. A flawless or near-mint condition Salt River Bay error coin can easily command prices north of $745,000, especially those verified by grading authorities like PCGS or NGC. Third, timing. Right now, the demand for modern era coins is skyrocketing, and collectors are paying record-breaking amounts for pristine examples. This isn't just a coin. It's an asset, a piece of history, and a potential ticket to financial freedom. Every major collector wants one. Every serious investor is watching this market. And every person with an eye for opportunity is asking the same question. Could I have one? Here's the truth: we're living in a moment of rediscovery. Across the country, ordinary people are finding extraordinary value hidden in their spare change. The 2020 Salt River Bay quarter isn't just rare. It represents a movement, a growing awareness that wealth doesn't always come from the stock market, crypto, or real estate. Sometimes it's hiding in plain sight, in your wallet, your drawer, or your next grocery store transaction. Now imagine this: you discover one. You send it for grading, the results come back: mint error, verified. The appraisal says $745,000. How would that feel? Relief? Excitement? Freedom? Maybe all of the above. Because that's not just a number, that's a doorway to possibilities. A dream home, early retirement, a life of choice, not chance. But here's the catch: opportunity doesn't wait. These coins are being bought up fast by collectors and auction houses. Prices are rising. Demand is heating up. And every day, more people are waking up to the reality that their change might be worth a small fortune. Don't let this wave pass you by. So tonight, take a moment. Check your 2020 quarters. Look for that Denver D Mint mark. Examine for doubled images, misaligned strikes, or any irregularity that catches your eye, because your financial breakthrough might be resting right in the palm of your hand. And if you find one, don't hesitate. Get it appraised, get it graded, and step into the circle of those who turned a 25-cent piece into nearly $750,000. And hey, if you don't find one, don't worry. At least you've cleaned out that coin jar you've been ignoring for the last 5 years. Who knows? Maybe you'll find another hidden gem waiting for its moment to shine. The 2020 Salt River Bay Quarter isn't just a collector's dream. It's a reminder that wealth can appear where you least expect it. If you're passionate about rare coins, financial freedom, and uncovering hidden value, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned, because the next coin we feature could be the one sitting in your pocket right now. Remember, opportunities like this come once in a lifetime, so check your change. Your next coin could be worth $745,000, and your next moment could be the start of a wealthy new chapter in your life.